Alexa, stop. All right. Yay, ladies. I'm so excited about the conversation we're going to have today. I'm
Yeah.
excited about really the conversation we're having in the world. Finances is like a
Yes.
great, wonderful thing. I just love it. Anyway, this
Yes.
is a much necessary conversation. And I want to introduce to some and just reintroduce to others Wanda Booth. She is the author of Insight 2020. This came
Yes.
out this year. Was it January this year?
January. Yes, my book just came
Yeah.
out in January.
Beautiful cover, you guys. Has her wonderful smiling face on there, holding up that book.
Oh,
Yes.
I know
For
my
all these
girlfriend gets
years
me
of
all the time. I forget to show my book.
yay. So there is, you guys can get it on Amazon.com. You can always get in touch with her on Facebook under Wanda,
Yeah.
Booth. Booth. And she also has a couple of other things going on. I want her to tell us about that today. But the main thing we want to do is we want to inspire hope in you today. Inspire hope. So the ability to have only positive expectations, especially when it comes to our finances, especially
Yes.
now in the very times when we're going through a pandemic. So guess what? It's not the first pandemic the world has been through. It's probably not going to be the last. Let Jesus come back first. And you know what? Other people made it. So if they made it, we can do the same thing too. We can make it, you guys. I want you to know like God will never leave us. He will never forsake us. He will always be there for us. He will
Yeah.
always provide just what we need according to his riches and glory, not ours, right? Not always our expectations, but if we ask him to align us up with his expectations, he will give us exactly what we need when we need it. Because we got to admit now, we always don't know what we need. We know what we want, but we don't know what we need all the time. But he is a present help in a time of need. And I just want those words to encourage you because I've come to breathe life. I've come to speak life into you, life into your home, life into your finances, life into everything that your hands would touch, that he would bless them. And so, yeah, so we're going to get started because I'm not going to hold you guys long today. So it's going to be short, but it's really strong stuff coming today. So, Miss Wanda Booth, tell us a little bit something about you.
Oh, wow, Tracy. Well, first of all, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I am blessed. I love you so much. I love your energy. I love what you're doing for the kingdom. I am definitely a kingdom child. I'm going to tell you guys, that's the first thing, Tracy, I want to be honest with. When I say what I do his purpose. And a lot of people say this cliche, but I don't think it's really cliche at all. And I don't think it's just something that you just say. I believe I am truly living in his purpose. And you have to know me. And I'm not saying that I don't have bad times. I don't cry. I don't get sad. Honey, if you know me, I got history. Get the book. All my teas all spilt in there from suicide, divorces, abuse. Baby, I have been through it all. But at the end of the day, I wake up saying, Lord, lead me. I truly do that. And right now, what he's leading me to do is teach. I love to teach. I've been a teacher since I was 4. I used to teach my little cousins how to tie their little shoes because they couldn't do it right. I was a smarty pants. I was that child. You ever had that smarty pants child, the little girl that thinks she knows everything?
Mm-hmm.
That was me. I was grandma smarty pants. So I used to help all the cousins tie their little shoes, and I would teach them letters and teach them how to read. Even taught my own son how to read, my little sister, and they were way ahead of the curve in kindergarten. But right now this season, I'm all about leadership for women. I'm so strong about that. Like Tracy, I love women leading. I love women coming up using their voice. I love women giving that encouragement to others. So I want to help women do that because we have it in us, but sometimes we kind of with that self-confidence or someone say something negative, someone you thought was going to be positive and you kind of shut your voice. I want to help us go through that. And then finances. I am a kingdom child. I am his princess. I don't know about you, but I'm his favorite daughter. It is what it is. You can fight me for the title. I love God. And I believe that no matter what, he wants me to prosper. He wants me to be good. He wants me to be healed. It's written in his word. I believe that
Amen.
it
The
just
fight
makes
is
sense.
on because I'm his favorite.
I'm his favorite. See, there we go. She thinks she's the favorite. I'm his favorite. But that's how you have to be, Tracy. Like literally, you have to wake up in the morning like, I am your favorite. And you can't worry about all this other stuff. You just got to know, God, thank you. Let me just rock today. So Tracy, that's what I do. Leadership, business, and money. That's it. Just money.
Amen. I love it. I love Wanda. She is so fun and so down to earth, you guys. But on top of that, like she's smart and savvy and knows like her stuff, you know. And I mean, when she says she's lived it, like she's an example of that. So I would encourage you guys, you know, if you know anybody that needs some help with their finances, or just to be encouraged that they can make it through this time, or just to get some new ideas from her. What can I do right now? How do I pivot? Because that's what we want to know. How can we pivot? How can we transition with smooth, with grace, and all that stuff right now? Right.
Okay.
So like we don't want to go back to things as usual and nothing's changed. Everything's the same. Like, what good is that? We got to keep growing and keep going. So I'm gonna let Wanda lead and teach this thing because she's really passionate about helping women.
Yes.
So go for it, girl.
Woo! All right, let me get my fighting on. All right. Okay, you guys, let's get ready for this. I am so excited this morning because I'm going to tell you how you can increase your income. This is not a get rich quick. This is not like taking money for anyone. This is truly your principle for life, having value and being monetized for serving others. That's the way I roll. It's all about helping, serving, solving problems. So that's what we're going to talk about. If you believe in that, then you're going to believe in what I have to say for you. So the first thing, Tracy, I have for people is education. You have to have education. You have to be edified. You cannot go woe is me, and not want to come and get information or read books or understand. What I love about books, I'm a book fanatic. Let you know now, I have a library in my house. I'm writing more books because books is where people take their experiences and give it to you for free. And I take it as free. I mean, you have to pay for the book, of course, but it's free wisdom. So take it. So there's 3 books I want to give you right off the top. 1, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I say it again. All my kids and my niece, as soon as they turn like 13, 14 years old, that was their gift from me. Because I wanted my kids to understand there is a difference between rich and poor. Not rich in being wealthy, but rich in the mindset, rich in the way you think. Poor is a mentality. You can be, I've went to third world countries where monetarily they didn't have a lot of money and they may be considered poor. Oh, wealthy in love, wealthy in joy, wealthy in family, wealthy in health. That's what you want. So there is the mentality thing. So to learn finances, let's get educated. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad. My second book to you is Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. That's an old but goodie one. Now, I also advocate in my mastermind, I do the one for women as well, but you have to get that one first and understand those principles and also his 17 principles of success. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, now Think and Grow Rich. The third book I'm going to offer you, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Carson. Woo! If you have not listened to that book, now I'm going to say listen because I have never read the book. I'm going to be honest with you. I like bedtime stories. Now I'm going to go back because like she said, I'm a fun person. My grandma used to read bedtime stories to us. That's back in the old days. And I don't know if parents are still doing that, but that is something I always love. To this day, I still have bedtime stories. I will put that book on, and the way it's told in the tales is a good thing to go to sleep and let that play in your sleep. So if you're out walking one day and you just want a nice book just to listen to, it's a great book to listen. I'm not sure about reading. I never read it, but The Richest Man in Babylon, because of the principles is true as far as what you do with the 100% of your money. 10% goes to investments. You have 10% that can go back to, if you believe in tithing or giving away or charity, then you have 10% for active investment. Then you have the 70 where you live off of. And it teaches how to get out of debt, but also how to be wise with your money. Now, recap 3 books, and then we'll move on. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and The Richest Man in Babylon. Get those books to get the foundation. If you understand that, now you can roll with me. Okay. We're going to talk about the 3 types of income. In the classes I teach, I know there's several different types of income, but I'm going to teach you the 3 basic, and I call them the buckets. And what I try my students is, we want to have these 3 buckets of income. You want all 3 buckets. The problem is how much water do you have in each bucket? So I try to help my students get as much water in each bucket. Bucket 1, active income. Active. Working, being active, shoveling, going to work every day, 8 to 4, 8 to 5, whatever you do, 9 to 5. That's active work. Sales, active, knocking on doors, active. That is active income. You are physically doing something to bring in money. Second is passive income. Passive does not mean you're lazy. Passive means you work hard at first, then you put it together and package it in a way where once it's on a platform or some selling, we'll talk about that later, then while you're sleeping, I wake up and made $1,000 in my account. That is true life. Just putting it out there. I go to sleep, I wake up and made $1,000, but I had to work at first. Then it was passively active for me. The last one I talk about is portfolio income. Portfolio income, come on. I wouldn't be a financial advisor back in my day. No, that's my disclaimer. I'm no longer a broker, but I love stocks. I love mutual funds. I love ETFs. I love bonds. That's how right now, a lot of people are upset. And I understand this is a tragic time for a lot of people in their retirement. I'm young, so I have some aggressive stuff and I have some medium, but also I have bonds. I had things that I put in that when times were good, I wasn't making money. But now that times are bad, I made a lot of money. And this is why. Let's look at, and this is just a little, I just want you to think about stocks. I know a lot of people, you're saying stock market is bad. Don't trust the stock market. I'm not saying that. I'm not an advocate for it. All I want you to do is think about it. So stock market is nothing but a collection of companies that's asking you to invest in their company value. Now, let's look at some companies that have value right now. We're on Zoom. Zoom has value right now. What do you think that company profit's been since this time? There we go. Toilet paper. Let's put it out there. I haven't seen toilet paper in so long. Who do you think makes toilet paper? I ain't gonna be in your business. Check them out. The manufacturer for toilet paper had value for you, and you bought them out. Who's another one? Costco. Costco had value. All you guys want to go and buy up everything in the bulk. You increase their profits. When you went and bought everything out in Costco, you increase their profit. Same thing at the Walmart. I'm going to use Dillon's because it's Kroger is actually what they go under on the stock market. Their Kroger brand, I have a Dillon's right here. Everything is sold out. They can't keep anything on the shelf. Increasing their values. So people who are invested in those companies increase their value, made money. So when you're thinking about the stock market, it's not the stock market. Look at the company who you can align with and put money in. And that's the problem I think a lot with the investments is that you're investing in things that you have no idea on the value of that company and if you're aligned with it. So we move off of that one. Now that's your portfolio. Also portfolio will be your interest. Also, when you loan money, you get interest back, things like that, your CDs, things of that nature. Now, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ways to increase your money, right? That's what you really came here to know. 1, be valuable. That's pretty easy. Be valuable. And what I mean by be valuable, look at yourself. What skills, what gifts, and what talents do you have? We are all blessed with a skill, talent, and gift. You think it's nothing because you do it like it's easy for you. You do it and you're like, oh, I love it. So if you think back, what is that one thing you say? Oh, I just love doing that. Oh my goodness, I get excited. Oh, I'll help you with that. I'll volunteer. That thing that you volunteer to do for everybody and you help people do, you can monetize that. Because if someone's asking you to do that for them, then you can charge them for that. That is a skill. It's nothing wrong for charging for skills. Now, remember back in the days, that's how America is formed, is off business and skill set. Next one is solve a problem. Now, when you're solving a problem, I want you to think of two things. Right now, there's so many problems, right? So let's think, brainstorming with me. What problems do we have that was really big? We ran out of what? The masks. Let's think of that as an example. Remember when we ran out of masks? People were mad, people were upset. But what did we do? You made masks. You develop a product. People went and got out those sewing machines. They blew it off. People ain't sewn in years. People, hell, I didn't even know they could sew. Sorry. Sorry, I keep it real. I ain't gonna lie. There were people I didn't even know could sew. All of a sudden, when they found out they could make money sewing, oh, I could do this. I'm like, oh, now you can sew. So sorry, but there was money to monetize in sewing masks, and now people have it. I seen a girl with a mask that had lips on it. I have people with all their different football teams on it. It's now a fashion statement. Masks have no longer really been just for protection you. Look around. They're fashion statements. People are getting their names on them. People are they're bedazzling now. I seen them truly. Somebody had a bedazzle on her mask. I'm like,
oh, I need one of those.
I know, right? She bedazzled her mask. I'm like, you go, girl. You looking good. You looking good, girl. But it's now a fashion statement. It's now a fashion statement upon that. What is it? Okay. So here we go. So let me look on right there. Okay, so the mask was a big thing. So you have the product. What's another thing you can do? Services. Develop services that can solve a problem. Now, a great example of this one that I'm thinking of is courses, workshops, and books. Let's do the courses. All of you have some kind of skill or have something that you do well that you keep teaching people. Now, you can put it in a course, which you package it, have some books, have a little workbook with it, or PowerPoint. There's so many ways to do that. Join my mastermind, we can talk about it. We'll teach you how to do that as well. But you can put it online, and then that becomes passive income. The next one you have is workshops. I've seen this for myself. I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy, Alan Little. So Alan Little, he's my boy. Now, this is one thing I thought was phenomenal that he did. He was able to speak at TED Talks. He went to TED Talks. He did it. I haven't done TED Talk. You probably haven't done TED Talk. A lot of us haven't done TED Talks before. So he put together a little course. He called it a workshop. I paid and I invested in him because I wanted to learn about that. So it's people secretly like me who want to do TED Talk. So he has put it out there in the world. Hey, everyone. If you ever thought about doing a TED Talk, I'll show you how I did it. He never met me. I was like, wait a minute, what did you say? TED Talk? How do you know I want to do a TED Talk? And he just like, I don't know. I'm willing to show you. So when I looked in that room, I know there had to be at least 50 people in that room. I looked around, I was like, this many people want to do TED Talk? I always thought I was by myself. He monetized his gift and skills and experience because he'd done it before. He was an expert on it. He helped us. He showed us things. We even had a little practical exercise. So I'm going to tell you, that guy was brilliant. And that's a way that you monetize your experience and you teach other people to do something, right? You teach other people. So he wasn't selfish and like, dun, 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 I was on TED Talk and look at me. No, he was like, dude, you can do it too, Wanda. Let me show you how. But hey, sis, it's going to cost you $25. And I'm like, all right. So it is what it is, right? But that was a great experience. That was a great example right there of a workshop. A next one are books. My favorite. I love books. I'm a book fanatic. So I decided to start writing more books. I have poetry. I never published anything before because I was just kind of like, it's my personal stories, my stuff. I don't want to talk about it until I talked to my mother. And I was talking to my mommy and tell her all these things of my life and some of the ideas I have for my stories and the things. She's like, you should write about that. I said, I am. And now this was May 2019. And I was like, yeah, mommy, I'm going to do it. And she said, well, when you going to do it? And I was like, I'm going to do it. And then Lord knows my mom was like, girl, I'll be dead before you finish that book. Well, in August, my mother did pass away. And I don't tell you that to be sad because my mom had a wonderful life. I treated her good. We do cruise. My mom is a beautiful woman, spirit to this day. I love that woman. She is my love and my life. But that just showed me when mommy said do something, when mommy said go ahead, I believe in you. I didn't really believe in myself, but yet I didn't put a lot of effort in it. But then once she passed away, that's when I'm like, oh, I got to get it together because I need to do this for my mom. So I finished my book for my mommy. And I wish I would have done it when she was alive, but everything happens and everything's written the way it should be. And I dedicate everything to her and what I'm doing. But I tell you that story to tell you this. I use my examples as always. There's things inside you you're sitting on. There's things inside you that you're holding back. Remember the master? He gave the talents 5, 2, and 1. The one with 5 went out and did it, came back with 10. The one with 2 went out and did it and came back with 4. But the one that had just one talent, just one little skill, one piece of money, one little something, hit it. Because I don't want no one else to know. I know you work hard. I'm not going to ruin this. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess this one. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to lose it. And what happened? End up getting it taken away from you and given to someone else. So my thing to you is don't lose it. Share what you have. It's risks in everything, but the best risk, I bet you're going to succeed. I guarantee you, you will succeed and people will love you for it. So now let's go back. So we're going to develop those services. So we have what? Get some courses, get some workshops going on, and we're going to get some books going on. Also, another secret, I'm going to give it to you. I don't want to, but I told Trace, I'll be honest. There's a thing called low content books. It's like journals. Have you ever opened a book and it's blank? Guess what? You pay for that. Have you ever bought a journal that costs like $20 and it's blank? It's just a bunch of lines in it. And all it has is Jesus on there and it had a couple scriptures. Or you like the cover because the color says, I could do all things. I know, I'm looking at you because I know you probably got like 3 of them in your closet right now, Tracy.
Yes.
How much do you pay for them? Like in the $15, $20? It takes somebody 50 cents to make that book. Do you know I could show you how to make low content books like that with your inspiring hope on there, and you can have your logo and you can get paid. Just like you buy those kind of journals, you can make journals. I have them for sermons as well. When I back, when church was going on, the preacher preached, I would write my sermons in the note in my book. I have a book of sermons of all the sermons I attended. And those are books. So you can write a book that way. There you go. I give you an idea for you. I share that one. Just give me some royalty. So we can write we can have a journal called Book of Sermons. And that's our niche because women like me, I don't know if you do, but I write down my sermons and it gives me, as the preacher is saying something, I'm reflecting. Yeah. And it gives me, So that's a niche, honey. Somebody like me are looking for a journal to write my sermons in. So there you go. That's a free one. That's how much I love her. Okay. All right. So let's keep on moving on. I know.
Ooh, it's juicy, y'all.
That was good. She was like, wait a minute. I do spend money on that. Y'all don't, like she said, I like to have fun, but I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Next one, investing. We already kind of hit it, but I just want to make sure it's on my list to make sure we get it through. Investing. Investing is when you take money and you invest in something else, like we already talked about, either companies or group of companies or in ventures, right? I have 2 types of investment I want to talk about today. One, or the ones you kind of heard about. Those are your stocks, your bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. Those are the one I'm going to talk about. I don't do commodities. I don't do all that other mess, options and all that stuff. I don't gamble with money. I don't gamble. That's not my life. I am very strategic and I understand what I am putting my money, my time, and my life into. I'm very intentional with my time and my purpose. So with that, you need to do the same in what you put in your money. You need to have a diverse portfolio, diversified, where you have some money in bonds. It's going to be kind of low, but it's going to be very stable. Then you want to have some ETFs. It goes up and down with the market, but depends on what industry. And all these words I'm saying, I know some of it's like, what is she talking about? That's why you need to get with me. That's why you need to learn with me, because
That's
this is, yeah, because this is wealth. Because if you can't understand or catch in the words I'm saying right now, I can tell you how much money you have in your bank account. So you need to understand that you have to have some investment into mutual funds. What is mutual funds? Why mutual funds? And stocks. There are some individual companies that are doing very well right now. And there are some stable companies that are going to do well for years to come. I could tell you McDonald's, never going away. I don't see, no matter how many hamburgers of you guys saying they're making you fat, no one is going to put McDonald's out of business. They have a system that is phenomenal. The way they do it is phenomenal. You cannot beat their system. Look at the company's system. Look at the way they own real estate. That's a real estate company.
Exactly.
I don't want to go too deep on you. Think about it. How many McDonald's in your town? That's a real estate company. They just use hamburgers just to get you there.
And you know
Anyway.
what's interesting about that, Wanda? The person, the owner who started McDonald's, he never worked in fast food before he even bought the first McDonald's. So when she says it's real estate, it's straight up. He had a strategy. And so, you know, when you get a strategy like that, you've got to give credit to God. That's where that came from.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to throw that in there.
Oh, no. You're absolutely right. Let's give credit to God. And she's absolutely right. I'm a faith woman, but strategy. You have to know what you're good at. Know what you could see something, be like, wait a minute, if I add this to it, we can do this. And the brothers, like you said, I gotta remember the story, but third person came over, and came in and partnered with the brothers, I believe. Okay. And then the next investment I want to talk about is real estate. I love real estate. So there's two types of real estate I want to talk about here. Okay. Now there's one real estate where you are the owner of a house or apartment, a dwelling, a duplex, whatever you want to call it, real estate. And I'm not talking about the land. You can invest in land. I have feelings about that. I don't do land, so I'm not the one to talk about that. I like houses because for me, I like to see immediate money. I don't want to buy land and hope that Target or somebody's going to move in years from now or whatever. That's just me personally. So I'm not your best person to talk to about that. But if you want to talk about single family homes, I like duplexes. I like single family homes, and I'm looking into some apartments right now. So I like dwellings because people right now need somewhere to live. So here's the real estate. You are an investor. You own the house, the dwelling. Now you have tenants living in there. Those tenants pay you rent, which means what? That rent is going to pay off the mortgage. So you shouldn't be using your money. But the problem is sometimes people make a profit off of that. But instead of taking that profit and putting back into the real estate to pay it off quicker, because like I teach too, debt is debt. There is no such thing as good debt. Debt is debt, even real estate debt. You need to pay it off as soon as you're possible because we don't want to have a 2008 issue when the banks and the mortgage companies decide, you know what? I need my $200,000 now. And then you end up going in bankruptcy. So that's one thing you can do. And you can talk about having someone manage your property. I prefer Traci to have a manager. I don't like managing my property. I don't like talking to my tenants, but also I'm not in the business of doing that. We don't have nothing to talk about. Just pay the mortgage, gotta get fixed. So that's the kind of landlord I am. My people love me. I love my people. Just pay them the first. And plus I make sure I get good people. Like, I don't know, I've heard some stories about people not paying rent for like 5 months. Why are they still there? But that's another situation. But you have to get people, and that's another investment when you're talking about investing and helping people with skills. If you're trying to make money, you're listening to me now, and we're really talking about making money. I am all about making money, but I'm also a person that understands where my personal skill sets are, and I invest in other people who have skill sets that I do not have or can help me. So I have a management company who I pay, and they make money from me because they're better at managing my property than I am. And I'm okay with that because there's other stuff I do better. So you have to really it's not all about me. As a person, we also have to give back to other businesses, other people who are doing great services, you know, Tracy.
Yeah.
So like you're doing something good, I need to invest in you. I need to love on you, not just take, which that's a bad thing people have a habit of.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is called real estate note, and then we're going to move off of investing. Real estate notes. I love real estate notes. This is something new I've been getting into because let's say the apartment building I'm looking at. Instead of me buying my own big apartment building, that's a lot of risks in there. And there's a lot of things I'm not really willing to take in, and plus also the money it costs. So what I'm willing to do is be part of a venture. So there's someone who's going to buy it. A group of people get together, give money. It's like you're loaning money. So instead of this person loaning money from the bank or a mortgage company, they're taking it from Investor Wanda. Investor Wanda will give them so much money with the promise of that note that at so much time, you're going to give me 3%, 5% back on the building of the profits after this time. You give me this much percentage for this long until my an original investment, that loan, it's called notes. That's why I said it's a note. It's different from real estate investment REITs is a whole nother thing. I know I'm just saying all these words, but I like the notes because you get the percentage back. But then once after that, you get your money back, one, but then you still have an interest, an ownership within that building. So those are things I'm looking into. I like that right now. So that's a good one to go into. Now we're going to go on to the next way to earn some income. Sales. I've been there. So, honey. Sales, boy, I tell you. I got someone looking at me right now. They won't call you back. You text them. They won't get back on a Zoom call. I see her. I love you. I'm sorry. I know it's hard out there. But you have to understand with sales, you have direct sales and you have some kind of service or product. Most of the time it's a product, or it can be a service, either or, that you are selling to somebody else. Now, I don't want to use the word, but just to make sure everyone kind of understanding where I'm at, it's more of the we'll call multi-leveling marketing. But I don't want to use that because I'm not anti that. I have some feelings about it, but I'm not anti that because I've seen the system work, but also I've seen people that have some excellent services, like brilliant services. And I want to shout out them because they're just great at what they do. Usually it's the people and how they sell it to you, or making sure that it solves a problem you really have. Sometimes people give you stuff or trying to get you to buy something that's right now in your season, you don't have a need for it. But later on, you may have a need for it, right? But it's also how they treat you and how they love on you. So I would tell you direct selling is an excellent way to increase your income, especially if you have services that truly help people and you do it with love and you treat them well throughout the whole process. The next one is affiliate for somebody. Now, what's affiliate? Affiliate is when you have a service or a product, and it's also kind of like, no, I don't want to use that because that's a whole nother process. Okay, here's a good one for affiliate. Let's just use me. I'm just going to use me right here. Okay, I have a book. I really do have a book. Let's say you say, hey, Wanda, I want to be affiliate of yours. That means you're going to go out to your friends, your people, and you're going to sell my books for me. That is affiliate. And then every time you make so many sales or how much you bring in, I'm going to give you a percentage of that money back. So let's say I'm throwing out something. So don't call me. Well, I don't know. Call me. This might actually happen. Who knows? Okay. Let's say, you never know, Tracy, you never know.
That's right. But it'll come back to you.
It might come back to me. So let's say this, and I think I'm saying this out loud, Tracy, because I've been toying with this idea. So I have my book. Everyone knows my book right now is $20 for the one that I sign and do. So let's say I tell you, hey, so-and-so, you go back and sell my book for $20 to all your friends, to your people, whatever you know, right? You sell my books. For every book that you sell, I'm going to give you $5. So you're like, okay, Wanda, not a problem. You didn't have to write the book. You don't have to buy the books. You don't have to get it printed. I'm going to do all those costs. I'm going to ship them to you. I'm going to do everything. All you have to do is go around telling everybody how wonderful my book is, and you sell them. I actually, I have to give a shout out to my brother. I think that's why I had an idea. My brother did that. So, fam, I love my fam. I love my brother. So my brother bought like a buku of books, right, from me. And I thought he did it for family love. Like, oh, my brother loves me. And he's like, yeah, I love you. So I redid the old books, and I said, hey, bro, I had some editing. I went and redid the books. I'm going to, give me back the books that you didn't sell, or books you have, and I'm going to give them to you. He's like, oh, I already sold those books. I said, what do you mean you sold those books? Because I gave, brother, so I gave him a discount, of course. So I gave my brother a discount on my books. And he said, oh, sis, oh, no, as soon as you gave me the books, I took them back, made a flyer, put your picture name on it, went to my break room, and sold all your books in the break room. What? So, I was like, you did? He said, yeah. He said, why do you think I bought all them books? I was like, I don't know, because you love me? I didn't even think about it. My brother's like, nah, man, I was trying to hustle. I said, so my brother went bought all these books, and then he went straight out and sold them and put them in the break room and sold them for people. And I didn't even think about I can get affiliates. So that's affiliate market, and that's a good way to increase your income. Find a product or a service. A lot of people have affiliate of, what's a good one? Example is Amazon. So if you ever watch YouTube, so here's a good one. If you ever watch YouTube and you see how some of the YouTubers would be like, blah, 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 use this camera. I bought this camera on Amazon. The link is at the bottom. Hit this link, boom, boom, boom. They're affiliate. So even if you buy or not buy, by you clicking that link, they get certain percentage, or not like a percentage, like certain cents. It's really not that much money, but it adds up over time once 100 people click that link. My other ones, and then I move off affiliate. My girls with hair products and wigs. You see them, they do the try on the different wigs, and they go like this. And if you like this wig, girl, and you think it's good, put Brianna down and you can get a 10% off your wig. And then I click the link, and then you get 10% off. But also Brianna get a couple get a couple of dollars because I click her link, because she sold that through her video. So you'll see that a lot on YouTube. YouTube is notorious for affiliate links and things like that. Okay, so let's move on. Create content. Oh, this is a good one. Now, create content. If you have an interest or a hobby, or if you have anything you enjoy doing, write about it, share about it. Even now in 2020, it's still a good time to do it. I would tell you, like what you're doing now, Traci, was inspiring hope. Get it out there. This is your passion. You want to encourage people. You want to love people. You want to tell people that they are the head and not the tail. You want to tell people that they got this in life, and no matter what, this is her content. She's creating content. So she's blogging. You can have a podcast, or you can have videos. Those are the main ones, the top three right now. So blogs, everyone's used to blogs. That's when they write the articles, they get it out, you read a blog. A lot of people are into the blogs, but I've seen a twist now to podcasts, because people are like to see things. People want to hear when they're driving, when we were driving all the time. I drove like 45 minutes to work. I want to hear the podcast. I want to learn about things. And then you get to meet people and hear conversations that you will not usually be privy to. The third one is videos. Just what you're watching right now. I have content. I'm creating content. I'm literally on 3 cameras right now, killing it. 3 cameras, trying to put out content. I'm trying to put out good stuff out in the world. And then there's a way that you can monetize this at the end. So you have, and videos, YouTube, once again, I'm going to give a shout out to YouTube. There is a way to monetize because you have ads. Now, let me tell you about that. How do you get paid with your content? You become an influencer. Once you become an influencer, that means you influence and you change how people think and feel about topics. Therefore, they watch you and they subscribe to you and they're loyal to you. When they do that, then you have companies that sees that and they want to jump on the bandwagon, right? So like my girl Kylie Jenner with the lipstick, everybody doing that. Now everybody want to go and advertise on her channel, want to advertise with her because she have all these eyeballs and people are watching her. The Kardashians, you guys say what you want to say? Influencers. That's how they make money, by eyeballs, people have an opinion of what they do. That is called influencing. So you have big companies. You also have there are some large companies that will pay you to be a sponsor or ad, even for your podcast. What did that look like? So you have a podcast, you're doing like what Traci and I doing, and Traci be like, hold up, Wanda. Hello, everyone. This podcast is being sponsored by blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah is the best that you can do. Because blah, blah, blah just paid Traci some money to stop me in the middle of my conversation so she can go ahead and say, hey, while y'all listen to Wanda, I want you to know you need to go out and get this. Because it's called sponsorship. And you guys are familiar with that. But there are companies that will sponsor you. You have to think of yourself as a brand, as an influence. You have to think of yourself as something worth giving, something worth investing in. So you do that, people will pay ads, and then you have the Google ads. All right, I'll get off of that topic. Next one, create a membership community. Okay, how do we see this one? I know you guys see this all the time, so let me start big. Put it out there. ACA, come on in. Come on in. Okay, sorry. It's my doggy. Okay.
You got a fur baby.
I have 2 fur babies. Come on in. Oh, the door is closed. That's why he can't go out and check who's here. Okay, I'll close the door for you. Hold up. There you go. Okay. That's my sis. Okay. All right, so let me start. Let me focus. Okay, create a membership community. A membership community, a great one. I'm going to give a shout out to my own ACA, a business club. That is a membership community. You pay dues or you pay fees to be involved in something that has a community. Facebook, a lot of us are involved in Facebook. Also, what's another one? Polka Dots membership. Anything, any group, even these Facebook groups that are out there, any kind of networking thing they may call themselves, but truly, in essence, that is a membership community that share resources. They learn together, they have dinner, lunch, they have activities, but it's a group of people. But in order to be in this group and click, you have to pay into it. But guess what? There's someone up there who, and it's not a get rich or nothing, you're not making them profitable, so don't take me that way. I just want you to understand that there's someone who is in charge or at the top who's helping facilitate the goodness of those groups. Okay, because I want to make sure you understand that is a positive thing. So what I want to tell you is, you have as an influence, like let's go back. So we got Traci, we're using her as an influence example. All right, so Traci, she has this wonderful spirit. She wants to do all this great stuff. So guess what? We're gonna join her group. Because in Traci group, she have wonderful people. In Traci group, she have things we can learn, things we can do, activities. And I am willing to invest in those activities and invest in that relationship. That's what that is. So create a group. You have on Facebook, and then I also put down, you have group coaching. I've seen a lot of group coaching. That's one of the simplest forms. A lot of you are involved in group coaching and you don't think about it. That is a membership community. They're just not going to let you sit in the chair. You had to pay, invest something to be a part of that. But the person who's facilitating and doing all that, once again, is taking their own time, resources, relationships, and money to ensure you have a positive outcome of it. So it's a good thing to have a membership community. Now, at the end, we're rolling down to the end. Those are the big ones. So let me just go ahead and review, and then I'll give you my last comment. The 3 books, remember I said Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and then The Richest Man in Babylon. There are 3 types of income: active income, passive income, portfolio income. Active, you actively work. Passive, you work and then you put it where it can go passive, where when you sleep, you wake up, you have money. Portfolio is when you have those portfolios such as your investments like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. So you have money coming in from the interest and the dividends. Now, things that I want you to consider as we're making money. Be valuable. You have so many skills, gifts, talents inside you. Trust me, your gifts and talents will bring you before great people. Just love what you do and do what you love. Next, I want you to solve a problem. We talked about the mask situation. That was a problem, right? People started sewing, putting together and selling them. Solve a problem. Find out when people are having aches and pains and problems, solve their problem. They will pay you for it. Develop services such as courses, workshops, and books. This is content. You can have a nice, quick 2.5 hour workshop and share your experience to help other people succeed and do wonderful things as well. You don't have to take all the information to yourself. Give it out. Investments, we talked about that again, investments. But when we talk about investments, it was that portfolio as far as your stocks and bonds when you have a broker. But also, I want you to look at real estate. There are two types. You can own something, have tenants. Also, you can do real estate notes. So you have to learn, get into a good community that can teach you more about that. Sales, you have direct sales. There are some wonderful, I am telling you, I am so in love. There's so many products that I use. There are so many great services out there that will love on you and help you and will solve a problem. But they use a system where it's called direct sales. Someone come to you, talk to you one-on-one, and directly sell that to you. Next, affiliate. We talked about affiliate. Affiliate is when, especially like on YouTube or anywhere where you have, you're going to sell something for someone else and they click the link. That's another way to bring in income. Another way, create content like what we're doing right now. You can do a blog, you could do a podcast, you could do videos, especially like on YouTube. And who's going to pay you? Sponsors. Ads, you could do Google ads. Because why? Because you have something important to say and you are an influencer and you're giving out good information. Therefore, those companies will sponsor you to sell their brand and to make sure you continue and to get out in front of your audience. Okay, that's creating content. Lastly, create a membership community. There are several types of membership community. It's a community of people that get together. They learn together, they eat together, they play together, they do great things together. But there is someone helping facilitate that. It's not free. But if you have a group of people that you can help, then you can start your own group. And a lot of the clubs and a lot of networking, and we have already heard communities are like that already. You probably involved in some now, but never thought about that. You can have your own. Think about it. I bet you have enough in you. You can have your own membership community. So, what of all that stuff I tell you, here's what I would love to help you. Ideas. These are just ideas. These are just things. But ideas without a plan or without some way to execute this is just ideas. And it's not going to go anywhere. Half that stuff I told you just now, you already know. You heard about those books. You probably never read them. I want you to take those ideas, put them in a practical plan. And what I mean by practical plan is understanding how to use the tools, the software. You just can't throw something up on YouTube. There's actually going to be algorithms. There are actually ways to do your videos. There's actually people who are skilled in making sure you have the best edits. Then you have to also know there's tips and trade to keywords, researching. What do people want to talk about? Experiences. People have tried stuff before you and fail. That's good. Get their failure and make it your success. You shouldn't have to be doing elementary failure over and over again. That's why I invest in mentorship. That's why I invest in coaching, because I want to hear everything that didn't work. So when you give it to me, I'm just paying for the good stuff. I don't have 10, 20 more years in me, honey. I look fabulous. I know. but I ain't got it, baby. I do not have 20 more years in me. I look like I do, but sister girl don't have it. So I'm telling you, I want to do stuff smart right now in my life. I'm getting at the age and season of my own personal life. I want to be smarter, not work harder. I worked hard for years. So Lord, let me use this brain that you gave me. And then the last thing that I definitely want you to get out of this whole conversation we have, know that you can do it. Know you deserve to do it. Know that you can do anything that you put your mind to, anything that you believe. And if it's goodness and have purpose and it's truly about serving and helping others, you deserve to have an outcome of money. Money is not bad. Money is just a tool. I teach that money is a tool to use. That's all it is. You can hurt people, you can help people with money. But the only way you get income and get finances is if you work and serve. If you don't work, you don't eat. That's just, it is what it is. But if you want to eat well and you want to have well, just do well by people. Love on people and do the right thing. Now, that's your gifts, your talents. I just want to help you monetize that. I like to monetize it in a business. I'm all about side hustles. I love side hustles, but I want you to turn that side hustle into a business because there's more advantages in having a business when it comes to taxes. I can't talk about the tax benefits right now, but if you really want to go to another level in wealth and you want to understand how certain billionaires don't pay taxes, get you a good CPA. So I would tell you, you want to have a business. Now, that's it for me. I do have 2 things I want to invite you guys to. Let me pull up my little cheat sheet here.
I love it. This has been phenomenal, you guys. I'm telling you, it's been fantastic. Some good, juicy stuff out there.
I hope it was good.
We almost made finances sexy, y'all. I'm telling you.
It is.
Truly, really, for real. Now, we've got a lot of great information, but that's just a lot of knowledge. But if you don't take this knowledge and apply it, there's no power to it. So I know people say knowledge is power. No, it's not. Knowledge is only power if you apply it. So it's just like having faith, saying I got faith, but show me your faith by your actions. So faith without works is just dead. So show us your faith without actions. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Show us that you really learned something, got something out of this. And the fastest, easiest way you can do that is choose your favorite social media platform. Take 1 or 2, 3 nuggets that you learned today and just put them in there so you can share them with other people. And tag me and Wanda in it. So tag Traci Williams with the I, not that I, baby, and Wanda Booth with 2 O's, okay? Like you got 2 eyes looking at you. So
and I got them big eyes.
There you go. So you take your 2 or 3 or 4 things that you want to teach somebody else, you want to share with somebody else. You're out of your goodness of your heart, and just put it out there and tag us in there so we know that you got something out of this, and we know that hey, somebody else is going to get it. Kind of like what Kathy Reefer always said, when I look at one person, I'm looking at 1,000 people. So do that for me, and I'm going to let Wanda carry us out of here. We appreciate you taking the time out in the middle of your day, last minute, tea time with Traci on Tuesday. I'm telling you, this is like the perfect lunch right here, because not only is it like good and nourishing for your soul, but it's something that's going to help last through some hard times. And this is just what we need. Back at you, Wanda.
Oh, thank you, Traci. First of all, Traci, my sister, thank you so much for inviting me. I love you so much. I can't wait to see what else is going on. I'm going to give her a shout out to Traci real quick on her own show. I'm going to shout her out on her Saturdays. I'm telling you, I listened to one of her Saturday episodes about the family and kids and being at home right now and parenting through this. I've gained so many great nuggets from that as a mother with kids during this whole virus and them staying home. So Traci, thank you for your love. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for sharing information to get people through, because you never know what someone's going through. So I appreciate you. So check out Traci on her Saturday. What's it called, Traci?
Self-Care Saturday.
Self-Care Saturday?
Self-Care Saturday at 10:30 on Saturday mornings.
There you go. You hear her, right? Okay. I know I had to put her on her spot, but I just went, it was really good. I'm going to tell you, it was really good. I checked it out. She told me to check out this one, and it blessed my soul. It really did. And I really got some good self-care nuggets from her. So to close out, everyone, I just want to invite you. I have 2 free webinars coming up. And when I say free, I mean free. And there's just me doing what I'm doing now, but I go a little bit more detail. And I'm trying to actually figure out what people want. And then we're going to go on and have more detailed classes and masterminds to actually make sure that you are successful. But in order for me to do that, I have to get the first hit. I have to understand what is it that you want and how I can be of service to you. So the first thing I'm offering is it's called Business Vision to Reality Mastermind. Mainly, I do have women in there. It's my women business owners. If you have this business vision, but it's not really going where you want right now, you keep doing all this stuff and you're not figuring out what's going through, let me help you. I can help you with that. That's what I did for 25 years in the Army. My Colonel General gave me a mission. I figure it out and make it happen. So let me use my talents for those years in the Army for you. Let's make it reality. My second mastermind is called Money Pie. I teach financial planning still. And when I teach financial planning, I break it up and call it the money pie because I think money is sweet. I love pie. So I call it the money pie. And with the money pie, we're going to use 3 things we're going to talk about so you always remember. And I say pie because I'm trying to market this thing, as you say, and build content. I'm an influencer myself. And this is how you start. 1, protection. I want to talk about protecting your family. I have some great vendors, some trusted people who are on my team. Let's talk about how we can protect your family. Let's talk about how we can protect your money. Let's protect your estate. Okay, there's some things you have to have. I've been through it with my own parents, and when they passed away, if it's not in black and white, it ain't right. So please make sure you have the estate and everything in order. 2, we talk about income. You can't do for your family the way you want to do unless you have income coming in. So let's talk about those different ways we can make income so we can pay off debt. And that's the 3rd one, eliminate debt. And then we're going to reduce our expenses. So we're going to protect your family, make more money, and then we're going to pay off that debt so we can have profit and we can actually be in a high. And we also want to be in a positive net worth. And that's how you become positive net worth. You want to have more money coming in than you have going out, right? Yeah. You want to keep what you work so hard. And you guys are working so hard. And you guys are doing amazing stuff. I'm so proud of you. But I want you to keep it. You deserve it. You work for it. But let's it grow and let's invest it so it can work as hard as you do. So that's what I have for you. Jump on there. It's Thursday at 7 p.m. It's going to be for the vision. I'm just going to tell you, find me on Facebook. Find me on Facebook. I'll put in the link. Wanda Booth, you can find me Insight Mastermind, or you can just go to wandabooth.com. That's probably the easiest for everybody. wandabooth.com. Really easy. Go in there. You see my 2 masterminds. Click it, and then you can register right there on the website. That's the easiest.
Sounds good. I love it. Thank you all. I love you. Thank you for joining. I don't want to hold up any more of your time. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
Be blessed. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you, Wanda.